So I hope you'll enjoy this video where I teach you how to create your very own soy wax candle. This is a beginner friendly video, so if you've never made a soy wax candle before, you're in the right place, and let's just dive right into it. Step 1, choose your vessel and figure out the volume. To figure out volume, we put our vessel on a scale, we press tare and we fill it with water, and this gives us the volume. Your next step is going to be adding your wick to your vessel. So what we need to do is have the correct size wick for your vessel. This is very important. And then you're either going to buy a ready-made wick, or like what I'm doing in this video, you're going to be making your own wick with your sustainer. So if you buy the wick by the meter, this is probably what you're going to be doing, just like I am in the video. You're measuring out a little bit more than the height of the vessel. You're securing it to the wick stabilizer, and then you are pinching it so that the stabilizer pinches the wick so that they're connected. And then what we're going to do is glue that into the vessel. So once you've made sure that those are nice and sturdy, we're going to go ahead with step 2. Before we glue the wick into place, you must just make sure that your vessel is clean and dry so that the glue sticks. Otherwise, your wick's going to come loose, and that won't be good for anyone. That's not going to be a very good candle. So in this specific instance, I am using glue dots. You can also use a glue gun, so a hot glue gun. That actually is the best because that really ensures a generous amount of glue, and especially if it's really nice and warm when you apply it, that it's going to stick to the bottom of your vessel and not come loose once your candle is burning. The glue dots do sometimes get a bit tricky, so you've just got to, it's a bit of an art, but as long as, it's on your stabilizer and you're now going to your sustainer. Once it's on your sustainer, you're going to put it in place it into the middle of your vessel, and then wrap it around your wick stabilizer. Okay, I was getting a bit confused there. So that wooden thing is the wick stabilizer and helps to keep your wick centered, and this is super helpful. So then I'm just repeating this process on my second vessel. Okay, so now comes the fun part. We are measuring out our soy wax and coconut oil. My total volume or mass for my candle is 90 grams. So I'm going to be doing 81 grams of soy wax and 9 grams of coconut oil. We're adding in coconut oil to our soy wax because it gives the candle a nice smooth finish and also helps with the centro, which is how strong the candle smells and how well you can smell those essential oils that we'll add in later at either room temperature or once your candle is burning. So the rule of thumb is to aim for 10% of your total mass of your soy wax candle to be coconut oil. Once we've added in the coconut oil, and as you can see, it was nice and easy to scoop out today because it was nice and warm. Sometimes this is a little bit of a struggle. We're now going to apply heat and start warming this up. So I'm using the double boiler method, which is where you have your ingredients sitting in a container that sits in water so that you're not applying heat directly to your soy wax and coconut oil. So it's a nice, gentle heating process. You're going to want to watch the temperature here. So I do have a thermometer. That's just a basic thermometer you can get from any craft store. You want to bring your soy wax and coconut oil up to between 70 and 80 degrees just to make sure that everything is nicely incorporated and melted together so that you just get this beautiful smooth candle, and just ensure that your essential oils can really mix in nicely because everything's nice and completely melted together as one melted mass. This does actually happen quite quickly, especially working with smaller amounts, so you must really keep an eye on this. Once you see that it's melting quite nicely and quickly, you actually want to take it off the heat just to ensure that it doesn't heat up too high, because that's going to mean that you have to wait longer for it to cool back down before you add in your essential oils. Once again, we're heating this up to, I would aim for 70 to 80 degrees Celsius, and then you're going to put that aside and let it cool down a little bit. And then from there, we add in our essential oils, which is our next step and the last step before you pour your candle. That is going to be happening next. Another really fun part of the candle making process. It's all fun, but this is really sensory rich. And this is the part where you can really personalize your candle. So I have chosen mandarin and grapefruit essential oils today. They are nice and citrus fresh and just invigorating and just calming as well. And I'm going to be adding 15 mils total, which is 8% of my recipe. So you want to, especially with soy wax candles, you want to be aiming for between 6 and 8% fragrance load, and you want to be using pure essential oils. You don't want to be using fragrance oils, guys. They are not good for your health. So I personally made the commitment to just only using essential oils, and it really is worth it. So now we are waiting for this soy wax coconut oil to cool to between 60 and 55 degrees Celsius. Once it is cool enough, you're going to go ahead and add your essential oils right into this soy wax coconut oil mixture, and you want to give it a really good stir. You really need to ensure that everything is very well incorporated. So once you've poured them in, go ahead and mix for about 1 minute at least, just to ensure that your essential oils have really been incorporated very well and aren't sitting in pockets somewhere in your candle. You want them to be evenly distributed. This is going to help with your centro as well, and also it is a safety precaution that we have to take. You have to make sure that the essentials really mixed in well, because if it's sitting in a pool somewhere in the candle, if you for some reason it doesn't get mixed properly, it could be a flame hazard, a fire hazard. Just be careful, guys. We don't want to be causing any issues. We want to make sure that the candle is safe to use and safe to burn at home. Once you've mixed that really well, you can go ahead and pour. Be sure to pour nice and gently and be quite steady with your pour. There isn't any you don't need to pour anywhere specific. You can just pour onto the side and just make sure you are pouring up to your maximum point. So I had already established that I was going to leave a little bit of space between the edge of the top of the vessel and the start of the candle. I like that kind of look. And there is a little bit left over, so I'm just going to let that harden, and I will use that for my next recipe. So now it's a waiting game. You now just wait for your candle to set, and you can just leave it at room temperature, leave it out for a little while. These are nice and small, so they are going to set quite quickly. As you can see, it's a very satisfying process to watch, even though it's a little bit slow. You can put them in the fridge at this point to speed this process up once they aren't once they start to set a little bit. And then we are trimming the wick. So you want to make sure it's not too long, not too short. And this is what my candles are looking like. At this point, I am actually going to heat gun the tops just to ensure a really beautiful, even top of my candle. I didn't really like the way that it's set. Sometimes that happens if there's movement, or there's all kinds of factors that come into play, but this is just the basic candle tutorial, and here we go. They are ready to light. So all that hard work is definitely worth it, guys, and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed learning how to make your own soy wax candle. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing so that I can continue making these videos for you. So that is it from me today. Thank you so much again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.